All right, guys, the world is over. Sky is falling. I'm going to just have to pack up everything and move on. I'm just kidding. No, Tesla's down 4% today. At the end of the day, this is not that big of a surprise, taking into consideration that last week, the daily chart, even with that breakout on Friday, the daily BX never flipped back from red to green. And you can see that our trading bot ended up closing out on the 22nd and decided that it was not going to get back into that position. Now, I'm not too worried at this point. The main reason is that if we zoom out and we look at the weekly, which is the most important time frame, while it's looking a bit weak, the BX trender is still green. You guys can see that when the BX trender, which is this indicator at the bottom of your screen, flips from red to green, that means that massive bullish accumulation or institutional buying is currently happening. You can see that back in May, after multiple weeks of bullish accumulation, this triggered us to become bullish on Tesla in the first place. From there, price broke out nearly 60 to 70%. And you're going to notice, we're up $3.9 million this year so far. But if we just isolate Tesla specifically, this makes up for a gigantic portion of the profits that we made this year. And what's even crazier is if you look at our returns, we didn't even start trading this until 5/31. So all of these profits were made just within the past 6 months. When the BX flips to green, we are bullish on Tesla. When it flips to red, we're no longer bullish as price continues to sell off. Back in September, we get the flip, price sells back off to test that support. And then once we get the secondary flip here on the weekly, you can see that price has broken out basically from 240 up to $340. And so as long as this weekly chart is still showing a BX trender that is green, I will remain bullish with my 2027 calls. Last week, I had puts that I ended up opening here on the 19th of November. The very next day, the BX trender flips green and completely catches me off guard. So I take a small loss, I get rid of the position, and it's kind of a good thing that I did because the very next day on Friday, price pushes up like 0.5%. Now, this 4.5% push up with the BX holding red is a clear indication of a fake out. Price hits that high today of about 361 and sells off drastically. So at this point, I'm still bullish on Tesla until that weekly flips. Now, does that mean that price can't sell off to eventually or potentially fill that gap down to 325, 328? Of course it can. I mean, we can just drop tomorrow down to about $328. And what's crazy is the weekly could still be green on the BX trender. You have to remember that the market is always going to move in one of three directions. If we're moving to the upside, price is going to break out, compress for a little bit, and then break out once again. If price is moving down, it is going to sell off, bounce and compress, and then sell off. And then there will be other times where price will just compress entirely at equal highs and equal lows. At this point, we are still compressing, and the weekly is still showing bullish accumulation. And if we zoom out even further, we have the monthly that is on our side, showing continued buying. And if we zoom out even further from there, you're going to see that the quarterly candle has just flipped green. And while this has only happened really one other major time since the stock IPO'd, that time here was nearly 2,000% return. And then that other short-lived time, we saw nearly a 49% return before price sold off. So at the end of the day, I am still very, very bullish Tesla. Is there a chance that we can pull back into that $320 level? Of course there is. If that occurs, if we pull back into 320 and the weekly BX holds green, then what I'll look to do is sell cash secured puts down to $280 and $260. From there, we will hopefully see price bounce, and I do think that we'll continue to move up to $500 and $600 within the next 12 to 18 months. If you guys want to get access to all of the indicators that you see here, such as the BX trender, and learn my exact strategy that has made me over $3.9 million this year with only a 64% win rate, then go ahead and check out our free trading library. The link is in the description. And if you do want to get access to all of my real-time alerts, our private Discord community with all of our trading bots, and get to trade with me live every day, the link to our private academy is in the description. We're currently doing a pre-Black Friday sale where you can join for only $10 your first month. That sale does end tonight, the 25th of November at midnight. The link will be in the description, and you can use the code MARKET10. Thank you for all your support, and I'll see you next time.